Battle of Nuwakot. In history, since the Gopal dynasty, this area has been known as Nuwakot, Nuwakotia, Nuwakot, Nuwakot, and this area became Nuwakot during the Malla period. Nuwakot was the strategically important place in the northwest near the Kathmandu Valley. At that time, it was under the Kathmandu dominion. Nuwakot was controlled by the kingdom of Kantipur after the king Ratnamalla annexed it. In 1739, Narabhupal Saha, king of Gorkha, signed a peace treaty with the kingdom of Lamjung, which made the east flank safe with plans to capture Nuwakot. After the treaty, Maheshwar Panta and Jayanta Rana were selected as a commander of Gorkha kingdom to attack Nuwakot. However, Gorkha was defeated in this battle. Upon defeat, the blame was put on Commander Jayanta Rana by King of Gorkha, Narabhupal Saha. Thus, Jayanta Rana was stripped from his titles and he went to Kantipur to seek shelter. Jayaprakash Malla, king of Kantipur, appointed Jayanta Rana to defend attacks from Gorkha, as Jayanta Rana had inside information on Gorkha's strength and weakness. Later, Prithvinarayan Saha ascended as the king of Gorkha. Upon being crowned, he started to prepare for war against Nuwakot. He sent Gorkhali force led by Maheshwar Pant, who reached the Trishuli river, and the Gorkhali forces climbed the steep slope, but Kantipur forces had planned that to let the Gorkhali forces climb the hill, so the soldiers of Kantipur could unexpectedly mount an attack against the Gorkhalis. When the Gorkhali soldier climbed the hill, Malla force aggressively attacked the Gorkhalis and defeated them. Gorkha was again defeated in this battle to capture Nuwakot. Prithvinarayan Saha realized needed more military technology and manpower to capture Nuwakot. To prepare for the war, Prithvinarayan Saha visited Varanasi to get war materials, ammunition, acquire weapons, and train the soldiers. He improved his army and included people from every caste, including the blacksmiths, cobblers, sweepers, damai, and anyone who was physically fit and was able to join the battle. King of Gorkha, Prithvinarayan Saha, set about to attack Nuwakot with newly acquired modern weapons after 6 months of preparation. Kalu Jaisya Adhikari of Gorkha, pretending to be the adversary of King Prithvinarayan Saha, had entered into Nuwakot and placed a tantric pole in Nuwakot soil before the attack and came back safely. The superstitious Gorkhalis believed that this act would give victory to Gorkha. King Prithvinarayan Saha had given some Birta land to Kalu Jaisya Adhikari for this courageous act. In 1744, Prithvinarayan Saha and his military made up their minds to attack Nuwakot. Nuwakot was a major trade center and acted as a bridge between the Tibet and Kantipur. Thus, victory over Nuwakot was fundamental to defeating Kathmandu Valley, that is Kantipur, Patan, and Bhadgaon or Vaktapur. The soldiers of Gorkha acted as farmers and dressed as farmers. Cleverly disguising themselves, the soldiers of Gorkha acted as making an irrigation tunnel from Trishuli. In the evening, they marched and practiced for their eventual attack. Spies were also sent to understand the situation of Nuwakot. Prithvinarayan Saha decided to attack Nuwakot in the rainy season. Rainy season is believed to be the resting time, especially in hilly areas. The king, the Qazi, and the priest set the date on the attack in secrecy. Neither King Jayaprakash Malla, king of Kantipur, nor Jayanta Rana, the chief protector of Nuwakot, had predicted this strategy. As Jayanta Rana, the chief protector of Nuwakot, was ex-commander of Gorkha during the reign of Narabhupal Saha, Prithvinarayan Saha, with honor, requested Jayanta Rana to return back and come to Gorkha once again. Jayanta Rana respectfully denied it, saying that he has eaten the salt of Jayaprakash Malla and is loyal to him. After finding out that Nuwakot would be under attack, Jayanta Rana traveled to Kantipur to request for the troops to King of Kantipur Jayaprakash Malla. Jayanta Rana passed the duties of command to his son Sankamani Rana to protect Nuwakot. Indrajatra, one of the biggest festivals, was being celebrated by the people of Kantipur. Consequently, Jayanta Rana did not get any troops. To attack Nuwakot, the best time for the attack was set for 26 September 1744. Hence, on the 25th September night, the army of Gorkha crossed the Trishuli river and divided itself into 3 parts. First, under the leadership of Kalu Pandey, Second, under the leadership of Prithvinarayan Shah's brother Mohaddam Kirti Saha. Third, under the leadership of King Prithvinarayan Saha himself. The brother of King Prithvinarayan Saha, Dalmardan Saha, was just 14 years old at this time. As Dalmardan Saha was young, Dalmardan was forbidden to come to the attack. However, Dalmardan Saha sneaked out with a small sword and shield and joined Kalu Pandey in this battle. In the morning, Kalu Pandey and his army attacked Nuwakot when soldiers of Nuwakot were sleeping. The soldiers of Nuwakot were not ready to counter and chaos ensued. The chant of Jai Kali, Jai Goraknath and Jai Manakamana could be heard throughout. The commander of Nuwakot, Sankamani Rana, was surrounded. After getting surrounded, Sankamani Rana attacked the easiest target, Dalmardan Saha. But in his defense, Dalmardan Saha hit Sankamani Rana with a blow to the head. Sankamani Rana died because of the injury. The remaining Malla soldiers flew away to Balkot. After the Gorkhali became victorious, they gathered themselves and King Prithvinarayan Saha entered the palace of Nuwakot. The news of Nuwakot's defeat reached at Kantipur, so Jayaprakash Malla, king of Kantipur, provided Jayanta Rana with soldiers. Jayanta Rana, however, was grieving the death of his son. Therefore, instead of attacking Nuwakot, Jayanta Rana collected his army in Balkot. As Jayanta Rana was offered peace and negotiation by King Prithvinarayan Saha, which he denied, Kalu Pandey and King Prithvinarayan Saha hatched a plan to capture Jayanta Rana and punish for his choice to betray Gorkha kingdom. This was the final hurdle in the conquest of Nuwakot. Prithvinarayan Saha went after Balkot, and the defense of Malla's army caused him to panic and retreat. When King Prithvinarayan Saha was retreating, Kalu Pandey arrived at the moment with his powerful army and pulled off an aggressive attack against the defensive Mallas, shattering their defense and defeating them. Jayanta Rana was also captured. Prithvinarayan Saha told his soldiers to kill Jayanta Rana by tearing off the skin from his body. The outer layer of Jayanta Rana's body was torn off slowly until he died. This inhumanity shown by Prithvinarayan Saha warned anyone who wanted to revolt and stand against the Gorkhali kingdom, ending the chance of mutiny within the Gorkhali army. In the end, after 2 unsuccessful attempts, the conquest of Nuwakot was finally completed by Gorkha in 1744. This victory was beneficial economically due to trade, agriculturally due to fertile lands, and politically due to the better military position of Nuwakot. Hence, after the conquest of Nuwakot, Prithvinarayan Saha made his headquarters in Nuwakot, forgetting his own homeland Gorkha. Nuwakot Palace is a palace built by Nepal's first king Prithvinarayan Saha in the 18th century and is located in Nuwakot. Gorkha got control of the main trade routes to Tibet via Kerong of Nuwakot. Gorkha was in a position to improve its economic condition by initiating trade with Tibet. At the same time, Gorkha was in better bargaining position with Kantipur in terms of trade because Kantipur had to use the Kerong route to carry out trade with Tibet. The fertile lands of Nuwakot too benefited Gorkha. The food granary of Gorkha improved. They were benefited by obtaining a land situated at higher altitude suitable for having forts on it. The soldiers of Gorkha were encouraged by the victory and economic benefits. The Battle of Nuwakot was Prithvinarayan Saha's first victory for him and his military. This victory eventually led to the trade route to Kerong, Tibet from Kathmandu via Nuwakot annexed to Gorkha. This route promised to be beneficial as it collected a significant amount of revenue through trade. King Prithvinarayan Saha himself led the attack on Nuwakot, and almost all military and political leaders participated in this battle. Thank you.